Looks like one of our most favorite assassins, Altair, is going to be back in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And just a few hours back, Darby McDevitt, who is the writer of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, tweeted out a secret code, which revealed a lot of information on the storyline of how the assassins and Altair are connected to Eivor and the Vikings. And there's also something very interesting that I found after breaking Darby's secret code, which basically connects the storyline all the way from Altair to Ezio and now to Eivor in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Now we also have a new leak about the release date of Assassin's Creed Valhalla and also more information on when the new gameplay demo for Assassin's Creed Valhalla will be revealed. And a developer from Ubisoft revealed some performance test of the game which was done on Xbox Series X, and it seems like the console was only able to run Assassin's Creed Valhalla at 30 frames per second. We'll go through all of this information in this video, so make sure you guys watch it till the end. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it. So let's start off with the new secret code that was revealed by Darby on Twitter, where a Twitter user named Dustin asked a question on whether Eivor will already be an assassin when we start the game up or not. To which Darby replied as no. And the second question was, are they called the assassins or the hidden ones in the game? Now for the second question, Darby actually replied with a secret code, and he asked us to break it down to find something important. Now I've tried to break this code down as much as possible, and there are some very interesting things that I have found, and all of them are actually related to Altair and his wife Maria Tarpe and the ancient order of Templars in England. Now this secret code is basically broken down into 3 different parts, and all of these 3 different parts are considered as 3 different timelines in the Assassin's Creed series. Now let's begin with the first one, which says XT1189, which is referred to the first memory sequence of Altair, which he records in a device, and that device was found by Ezio in Assassin's Creed Revelation, and we learned that 1189 is the year when Altair saved the assassins from the traitors in Masyaf. And that was also the year when Altair became the Master Assassin. And another very interesting thing is that 1189 was also the year when King Richard was crowned as the King of England after the fall of King Henry, and this actually took place during the year when the Siege of Acre actually begun, and the Siege of Acre was also an event which took place in Altair Chronicles, where Altair gets to meet King Richard during this time and assassinates his sub-commander for betraying Richard, and then he builds alliance with King Richard the Lionheart. Now the storyline is slowly getting connected from Altair's first memory sequence all the way to the King of England in the first part of the code. And moving on to the next part of the code, which is DF1228, which refers to the year from the third memory sequence of Altair's recordings. Now 1228 is the year when Altair's wife Maria Tarpe was killed by Swami. Now I further went down and looked into Maria Tarpe's history, and then we found out that Maria was actually born in England to an upper rich class family in the year 1161, and she died in the year 1228. And Maria was basically raised to join the Order of the Ancient, who are now well known as Templars, but then she later learns that the Templars are the bad guys and joins Altair and the Assassins, and Maria then gets married to Altair. Now in the same third memory sequence of Altair from Assassin's Creed Revelations, we actually saw Ezio get into Altair's memory, and he actually took a sneak peek of what Altair had experienced about the Apple of Aden, where there was the scene where Altair was talking to Maria about what the Apple of Aden had shown him about the history of the assassins. And he says that it showed him about the ones that came before, and it also showed him the rise and their fall, and about what brought them here and how long ago.
What does it tell you? What do you see?
Strange visions and messages of ones who came before, of their rise and their fall.
But what happens to us, Altair? To our family? What does the apple say?
Who were the ones who came before? What brought them here? How long ago?
Get rid of that thing!
This is my duty, Maria. Maria? Where are you? Where is she?
Gone, Father. You do not remember? She's gone.
If you are asked, say I sent the apple away. Tell them I sent it to Cyprus or Cipango, or that I dropped it into the sea.
Now Maria tells him to get rid of the apple, but then Altair says that this is his duty to protect the content of the Apple of Aden, and he basically hides the apple in a secret chamber, which then was found by Ezio in Assassin's Creed Revelations. Now this might mean that the Apple of Aden showed Altair on how the story of Assassin's Creed Valhalla all begun, and especially in this scene where he says the apple showed him the rise and their fall of the ones who came before. This might also be referring to the rise and the fall of the Vikings, which could be referring to them conquering lands and riches of England, and then the Vikings basically disappeared and the Viking era fell during the year 1066. Ashraf Ismail previously confirmed that Eivor will be joining assassins who will be called the ones who came before in the Viking era, and maybe this might all be referring to the rise and fall of Eivor's journey after he joins the assassins. Now what would be really interesting is if we can start off Assassin's Creed Valhalla by jumping into Altair's DNA and learning his memory sequence in order to find out what the Apple of Aden had really showed him about the ones that came before. And maybe this is how we learn about Eivor and the Vikings, since Ashraf has mentioned that Eivor will be working with assassins and he will basically end up joining the Brotherhood due to some kind of a common interest between the Vikings and the assassins. And maybe this could all be the reason why Altair in this scene talks about the apple showing him about the ones who came before and what actually brought them here and how long ago. And maybe it could also be referring to the Vikings traveling all the way from Norway to England, and the apple showed Altair on what actually brought them here. And what I'm guessing is that we might learn all about that by jumping into Altair's DNA once again and looking into his memories. Now guys, I am not confirming anything here. I am only talking about all the information I managed to break down from the secret code that Darby shared, and I think if we play Assassin's Creed Valhalla by exploring Altair's memories, then this would make a lot of Assassin's Creed fans very, very happy. Because Altair and Ezio are these legendary characters that every Assassin's Creed fans would love to see them making an appearance in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And it also makes a lot of sense looking at the perspective of Altair's memory holding all the information about the ones that came before. Now let me know in the comments if you would like to see Altair return in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and do you think that there is a possibility of this happening or maybe not? Please let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Now there is more to this code which I was not able to entirely decode and find all the information out in a very short period of time. Now this will be a great help if you guys could find something out from this code, then please let me know in the comments, or you can also tweet me at Twitter and I will feature your ideas and your breakdowns on my next video and will give you guys a shout out. And moving on to the next one, we also have a new possible release date leak for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Now Ubisoft has already confirmed that Assassin's Creed Valhalla will be a launch title for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. And today we have a new leak from a Sony job listing which said that PlayStation 5 will be released in October 2020. And if this turns out to be true, then I think we can also expect to see Assassin's Creed Valhalla releasing during that time period as well. And up next, we have another information about the performance of Assassin's Creed Valhalla on the next-gen Xbox Series X. And it seems like the game will be running on the same old 30 frames per second. Now this is not entirely a bad news because it will be running at 30 frames per second at 4K resolution. Now many of you guys have misunderstood this, or we could also say that articles have slightly misrepresented this information, where it makes it sound like the game will run at 30 frames per second on 1080p resolution. But that is not true. The game will be running at 30 frames on 4K resolution, which means the full HD 1080p resolution will have much higher frames. Now this was actually confirmed by a Ubisoft spokesperson who talked about this to Eurogamer on a recent interview, where he said that currently we can guarantee that Assassin's Creed Valhalla will run at 30 frames per second at 4K resolution, but the game will benefit from faster loading times and improved graphical features on the Xbox Series X. Now he also said that this is the performance that was recorded at the current stage of the game being developed, and whether this will improve at a later date as we get closer to the launch or not is entirely another thing. So any of you hoping to see the Xbox Series X being able to hit more than 30 frames per second at 4K resolution, all I would like to say is that we should keep our expectations low with the next generation consoles, and this is one good example to show that the teraflops on a console will not entirely make it superior from PlayStation 5. But at the moment we don't really know on how the PlayStation 5 is going to perform, and maybe this could also be the same or even better. We'll only know about that once we get an official word from the guys at PlayStation. I also have more information about the new gameplay features and settlement customizations and all the new activities you can do in your settlement in Assassin's Creed Valhalla coming up on my next video. And Ashraf has confirmed that they will be showing off some more gameplay footage in the coming future, and much more information will be revealed about the game as well, which I will keep you guys updated with everything about Assassin's Creed Valhalla on my channel. So make sure you guys subscribe to my channel and turn the video notifications on, so that way YouTube can let you know when my new videos are released, which is every single day. So everything related to Assassin's Creed Valhalla will be fully covered on my channel. And if you guys have any questions about the game that I have not covered in this video or on my previous videos, then please let me know in the comments down below, and I will try to reply to all of your questions, and maybe I will also feature your question on my next video. So if you guys did enjoy this video or found this information valuable, then leaving a like on this video would be really appreciated. That would also help the channel a lot. So that's all I have for today's video, folks. I hope you guys have a blast of a day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Till then, take care, fams, and goodbye.